Right, so welcome back to Friday night is onion night, of course, the home of the giant onion growing challenge, where I set a challenge to grow the biggest onions we possibly can from the variety Elsa from Foster Seeds. I've invited people to join in, and Friday nights I have a little catch up of how mine are doing, and we also have onion news at the end where we catch up with everybody else and take a look at how they're doing in the challenge. And if you would like to take part, it's not too late. All you got to do is get hold of some of these Elsa seeds from Foster's and have a grow along, and just let me know whether you're growing with grow lights or without grow lights, because there's two parts to the challenge, so anybody can take part with whatever equipment you've got, whatever knowledge you've got, and just have a go. All right, now as you can see, laid out before you are the rosettes for the challenge. I've been online and sorted these out, and this year I spent the extra 50p, and on each one now on the ribbon we've got the hashtag GOGC2526. And like I said before, there's two sets for people with grow lights and people growing without grow lights, or you can have a go at both. You know, I don't care, more the merrier. One thing I have done this year, just to encourage the new people to have a go, because a lot of people have said, oh well, you know, you're all good at this and, you know, blah de blah. If you're having a go for the first time, we have now got best newcomer rosettes. So we've got best newcomer for somebody who's not weighed in before, for both the grow light side of it and the no lights. And also Keith Foster from Foster Seeds is putting up a prize again this year. He said he would. I don't know what it is yet. Last year he actually put up a grow light, so you know it's worth winning. And also there will be trophies. Now last year I made up some trophies. I got the local leather maker to do a big leather onion, blah de blah. But this year it's something special, and I'm in collaboration, I know, big time YouTuber me, with another channel, and they're going to make something a bit special, but I can't tell you anything about it yet, because it's all hush hush, very hush hush. It's all very exciting. Well, it is for me anyway. So that's that. That's the rosettes. Now, if anybody took part last year, you remember, due to a slight clerical error on my part, the first lot of rosettes that I got had horses' heads on them instead of first, second and third. And what I did last year was we gave them out to the bottom three. So just for a bit of fun. So if you'd like me to get some more horses' heads, so the bottom three people can have something for coming in the bottom three, just let me know in the comments and I'll get them sorted. All right. That was a pure mistake, but it turned out to be quite a bit of fun. So if you're up for that again, I'll get them sorted. So that's that. That's the rosettes. And this is what you could have won. Right, I'll get rid of this, get some onions out, and we'll have a little look at how mine are getting on. Good, bad, and I got one really ugly one, so I'll go and get them. Okay then, so these are me Elsa, my first sowing, me ones under lights, and these are now 7 weeks old, 49 days, and I must admit, I was quite surprised. They've now put up a 5th leaf. I didn't expect them to put 5 leaves up quite as quickly, but that's a good thing, because with these big onions, the reason they are so big, because of the variety, they tend to have more leaves, or flags as some people call them, than other onions. So the more leaves and flags we can get, the better, because that's more layers of your onion, so the bigger they're going to be. These are still under the lights for 24/7. The difference But these, I'll get me blackboard, I've got it here. The difference here with this lot is when I potted these on, I potted on 20 of my best ones, and the others I just potted on just so they can be onions to eat and I can put out. So this lot here were 3 weeks under lights, and then they just got potted on and went in the greenhouse. And you can see the difference. And we're going to do this. I'm going to probably... I put them up. You can see the difference in them and the difference the lights make, and a decent quality light. You know, these are looking for sun. They're going a bit leggy. They need support. Whereas, to be honest, these don't really need support. They're strong enough, but I just like doing it. I just faff around too much, to be honest. I just faff around them. There's no real need to do it if they're this strong. But there they are. They're about 30 centimeters, and like I said, I've got one ugly one, and I'll get that out because there again, I've got new lights this year, and it's been a bit of a learning curve. Although I've got my power meter, and technically with the readings I'm setting them at, this shouldn't have happened, but you can't beat actual experience. And I still think, although I had the lights set at 14 inches above them, I think it was still too close. So I'm getting a lot of tip burn. And if you can see that one there, I mean, that leaf is dying off. So I think I'll probably cut that off. And it's particularly annoying because, as you can see, I've got lots of the white plant labels in them. And what I do is when I see a new leaf on the first ones, I stick a plant label in. And as you can see, you know, first true leaf, second true leaf, first. This one had been doing really well and was one of my best. But yeah, I think I've cocked this one up, to be honest. But we'll keep it going. So there we go. That's, I think, is because I had the lights too close. So I've moved them even further away now, and hopefully they'll be all right. The other, I don't know how to explain this, because I've got 2 grow tents and 2 light boxes, or 2 lights. One is a slightly bigger one, and that is a 200 watt, and it's obviously bigger. The other lights with the the Joeathons, they're in a tent with the smaller 100 watt light, and the light, this is what's winding me up, because the light intensity is the same measured in both tents, but the smaller light isn't giving me the same amount of tip burn, nowhere near, as these. So I'm wondering if the amount of lights and the amount of reflection, although the reading is right, it is still too much. And that's just something I've got to learn and got to learn to deal with. So anyway, that's them. I'll just get my my no lights next. The first sowing, the first ones that we'll put in November. I'll just go and get them. Right, and so this is my first sowing of no lights. I'm going to do a sowing at the beginning of every month from November until February. So these are the November ones, and I'll do some again on the 1st of December, beginning of next week. And as you can see with these, they are what they are. They're seedlings that are struggling for light, as simple as that. I mean, these are just out in the in the greenhouse. But they've got their first true leaf now, and these, I only want 8 of these because 8 9-centimetre pots fits well into the one gravel tray. I've got one here that's looking a bit manky. Which one's that? Yeah, and they haven't got the lovely green colour that the others have. We've got one there not showing a true leaf yet, so that'll be discarded. I've got 9 here altogether. This one, very pale first true leaf, but we'll give them a go and see what happens. And my prediction is the ones I sow January and February are going to be better than these, but that's just a prediction I'm making, and we'll see how we get on. All right, so that's them. We'll get on now to the little subsection one of the Joeathons, and the Joeathons that are my seed that I've sent out to other people, and some people are growing those along too. All right, so I'll go and get them. Okay, so these are the Joeathons that I put in for the Joeathon subsection, if you like. These are 2 weeks younger than the Elsay I've got in, and they've just started to produce the 4th leaf. One thing I didn't mention when I showed you the Elsay, some of them, did I show you the really ugly one? Yeah, I did. Yeah, really ugly. Some of them, I've got 5 leaves now, which I'm really happy about. So that's those. Like I say, they're at 5 weeks now. 5 weeks, and like I say, they're under the smaller grow light, and as you can see, they've got nowhere near the tip burn. The other lot I've got here are some more Joeathons, and these are the ones that I did the test germination of them before I sent any seeds out to anybody, and that was on the 5th of September. So these are 10, 11 to 13 weeks old now, and quite surprisingly, I didn't expect them to put up any more leaves at the moment, but the best ones now have got 6 leaves. So we've got 6 leaves on these, and this is an app. Can you see me? You are a complete experiment. I've got no idea how these will turn on or turn out, but we've only got another 25 days. That's the shortest day. Then the day length will be getting longer. I'm being optimistic here, but they are a little bit. All right, so that's them. Those are just out in the greenhouse, and these are still under the grow lights. They're being fed with the BioBiz BioGrow. I'll go and get that so you can see it. I've been using that. A lot of people are using the seaweed mix. That's 4 ml in a litre, and I tend to put a litre in a tray, let them soak it up for 10 or 15 minutes, and then take them out. All right. The other thing they are getting, sorry, I'm not very organised with this, am I? Is some of this S&B plant invigorator mixed with a bit of soap, but it's got to be soap with nothing added to it, pure soap, and a bit of bicarb. And I mix it up in a bottle, give them a spray, and that is supposed to help with any pests or diseases they might get, and they're getting that once a week. But when you spray them, if you are going to spray them, you can't do it with the lights on. So you've got to turn the lights off, spray them, give them 4 hours or whatever to dry out, then put the lights back on. All right, I'm looking at the wrong, I'm not looking at the camera, sorry. So that's where they are with those. All right, so that's where everything is with mine at the minute. Nothing else to report. So we best get on with onion news, haven't we? Go and see what you lot are up to. because you've done some good stuff this week. Right, and so let's crack on with onion news. There's lots to talk about and lots going on, so I won't hang about. Firstly, it's sort of been brought to my attention by a few people that I seem to be getting a lot of ads in my videos. Now, at the moment, I've got no control over that because I'm not yet monetized. Well, I have just reached the threshold and I have applied for monetization. So, you know, soon I'll be able to take control of that and get rid of a lot of the ads. I've not quite finished verification yet, but it is quite funny because they've estimated so far what my earnings are. So if you've ever wondered what a small channel, I mean, I've got 1,090 subscribers. I am at the threshold. I'm over the 4,000 watch hours threshold. I'm on about 5,500 watch hours, and I only registered on the 27th. So there's only one video that sort of well, no, there's more than one, but there's the most recent one. Do you know how much I earned on that? 26p. All right, so I'm not retiring, but I just thought that would be interesting for anybody who just wondered on a small channel when you first get monetized what you might earn. I think it was, I've earned £1.35 so far, and I've just put up a breakdown of some of the videos. I mean, some of it's hilarious, you know, one of them's like 6p. All right, anyway, that's that. The other thing I was just going to ask you, would you like me to do a live? You know, just do a live one evening, one Friday night, where you can all come on, have a little chat amongst yourselves, ask questions and stuff like that. Would you be interested in having a live? If you could stick that in the comments, if you'd like to do that. And what's a good sort of time on a Friday night? You know, I know I try to get these out for 9 o'clock, but this is because I've got to video it and write all this down and all that nonsense. But if you just want a live, you know, I could do it earlier. So let me know in the comments if you'd like a live and what time. All right, right, where are we off to? Right, Rob's back in his attic preparing to sow his onions, and he was in such a rush to get back that he got a speeding ticket. So sorry to hear about your speeding ticket, Rob, and look forward to your sowing video. He always does a really good job of sowing and bringing on the seedlings, so that'll be one to watch. Jen, plot 13, she's growing some of hers, or a lot of hers, in air pots, and she's doing that right from the beginning. So every potting is all in air pots, and Jen won last year. So there again, that's another good a good video to watch and a good channel to follow along and see her progress, because she won last year and did a really good job. All right, so that's Jen, plot 13. Cara, growing in Hackney. I asked her last week where she was actually growing hers, because it looked like a stationery office, and she said it actually is her office at work, which I think is brilliant, because she said it's nice and warm. So Cara, she's just started to get the first lot of germination, so good luck, Cara. I hope they come through really well for you. I am cracking on because there is a lot of people, lots of updates, and thank you so much for putting the updates up. I might not be able to cover everybody every week, because I really don't want to make this too long, but if you're happy for me to carry on and do as much as I can, I'm happy to do it. Right, where are we off to now? Elaine, Allotment Joy, happiest person growing on the internet. She really is. Hers have come on really well now in her new grow tent and grow light setup. So they're looking good, Elaine. Yeah, like I say, all the videos that I put up, I try to put them all together, and they're on a playlist on my channel. And if you've got a video, most people know this already, but if you can just hashtag it GOGC2526, or even better, tag me in it at Patronouth, then I get notified and I can add it to the playlist for you to all go and have a look at, of all the different people that are taking part that have done up videos. All right, so that's the playlist on the channel. Sharon Scott, the lady-sows, she's potted hers on and put them into her homemade grow tent in her conservatory. She said she's only got a little conservatory and it's a small grow tent, but it's quite tall. But what's interesting with Sharon, you can really see that she's been watching the videos, picking up all the hints and tips from people along the way, and I think she's going to do a really good job. So well done, Sharon. Chris Evans, he's done an update video, and if you don't know about Chris, he's one of the top growers in the country, and he's come on board with us as he's growing some of these LC onions, and he is going to be full of great hints and tips along the way, because he's somebody who's grown onions to this £10 mark that we're all really trying to get to. All right, because that's, for me, that's the baseline of being able to grow giant onions, is getting them to £10. I haven't achieved it yet, but we're trying. All you no-lighters, yeah, you might as well just give up and go home now. Robert Meakin, the man we always want to come second, but he always keeps winning. He's not really Robert. We're only joking with you, and it's become a standing joke now because Robert seems to win everything he enters. He won the single seed potato challenge. He won the Jimmy's growing the biggest carrot. He does a really good job of growing, and luckily for me, he enjoys a laugh. So nice to see you up and running again, Robert. I know you've had some health issues, and it's really good to see you taking part again, and best of luck. Hope you come second. Mark, growing with plot 21. He's got his growing again. Now Mark really epitomises one of the reasons I put this challenge together, is to encourage people to have a go. And even if you don't grow massive onions, hopefully you'll achieve like Mark did, because he took part last year. He grew the best onions he ever had, so there again, picking up hints and tips from people that are better than us along the way, we can get some great results, and hopefully a personal best for you if you're taking part for the first time. All right, so never give up, just keep going, and you'll be amazed at what you get at the end. So nice to see you up and running with us again, Mark. Vary's Veg on Instagram. She's got some great germination going on, and she said in her Instagram post she's on a budget and she's only going to use stuff that she's already got, and she said it's a bit like Blue Peter meets some Scrapyard Challenge. People of a certain age will know both of those programs and know what she means. She's getting stuff together that she's already got and just doing the best job she possibly can with that. And judging by her germination so far, I think you're going to do really well, and look forward to seeing all your updates. Ian Wilson, Ian's Onions channel, sent me some photos of the Joeathons that I sent him. They've just been potted on, and also his LC for the challenge, and they're looking really strong and healthy. So best of luck, Ian, and thanks for the updates. Linda McLeod, Linda come next to bottom last year. There again, going back to the horse's head things, but she isn't growing in the challenge this year. But I did send her some of the my Joeathons, and she's got some of that sown, and she's got them, well, it looks like one of those Super 7 setups. And so best of luck with the Joeathons, Linda. I hope I do really well for you. And like I say, that's a little subsection of people growing my seed this year. And I have got a little bit of seed left. So if you'd like to have a go with the Joeathons, just email me. The email's in the channel description, and I'll try and stick it along the bottom here as well so you can find it. Email me your address and I'll send some off to you, no trouble. David Potts, he always sends me updates via Messenger. He didn't have a brilliant germination from the first lot. He's only got 2 there that he's potted on, but those 2 are looking really good, David. So best of luck with them. This is brilliant. Jenny from the plot, you know, my lady garden. Whoo. She spent all day trying to sieve compost for seed sowing. To be honest, I was laughing so much at the video, I don't think I even commented on it, Jenny, so I do apologise. I'll go back and watch it again. You sort of hit the nail on the head, really. Your compost was too wet, and I don't know where you got that sieve from, because inappropriate, I would say, for a small sieve. And if you look at your sieve, right, you'll see it's the bottom's made of plastic and it's quite wide. So if you have got a bit of damp compost, it'll struggle to get through there. With the compost, you can lay it out a bit and let it dry out a bit, or a different sieve would be good. Hang on. One like this. There again, you use a really small sieve, which don't give you much shake. All right. So this is a wire mesh sieve, and as you can see, you know, the wire's quite thin, so it tends to help you sieve the finer soil. All right. This one is a garland one, if that's any help to you. But you got it done. You got some in. What I think I might do, because I've got to sow another lot of no lights. I'll be doing that Monday. So I might do up another little sowing video and maybe do a checklist of things to take on board when you're sowing. It's all just things I've picked up and other people have shared that have done better than me, and that might be quite good, because there are a few things that really make a difference. All right, so I might do that video and do that next Friday, because I've got to sow the onions on Monday, so I'll do the video then and I'll stick that video on next Friday. All right, so that might be of help to people. And international news, just one update, and that's from Heidi, becoming a green stalker over in New Jersey, as I like to say. And she had a lot of trouble with the cold. I guess New Jersey's a cold state. I don't really know, but obviously it is, because she's cold. And she's now brought hers in, and she also had a lot of trouble with fungus gnats, and she's covered the compost with sand, and she says that's helped. So that's a little tip if you have issues with compost. Joe at Muddy Puddles Farm, I didn't have a chance to watch her video before this video, so she'll be in next week, because I think she's sterilising soil from just a little clip that I saw. So I'll go and watch that, and I'll add it to the playlist anyway, so you lot can go and watch it, and we'll see how she's getting on with that. Right, that's it. I won't hold you too long, because like I say, there's been quite a bit to go through, and you are troopers as always for watching. If you got to the end, I do appreciate everybody's updates and videos, and best of luck with the challenge, and we'll catch you next week. Cheers and go on.